First off, I'm seeing all these comments. See, I didn't check the community. I told you I switched it to 12:30, so y'all missed it. I better explain myself when I get there. What's good, everybody that's on here? I ain't nobody on. He's one person. Before got mad and left. All the wet pictures. What are you talking about? I don't came on here. You talking about the stuff I'm unaware of. Put it 2 minutes later. It's crazy. Wait. What's good, bro? Man, I'm about to go ahead and go through a few things that I'm sharing with y'all about. As you can see the title of the live. Gonna go through early predictions, things for episode 7. Then we're gonna talk about the ugly ass foods that kept famous. I think I'm pretty much figured out the entire thing. Then I'm gonna go over how I believe potentially Kanan could meet Breeze. But I want to know what you're talking about. What you're saying? Well, yeah, I knew that scene with him meeting up with Biggie is in season 4. I never said that was in season 5. All of them leaked pictures we saw last year with Unique is from season 4, including wearing that fur outfit coat. Ah, okay. That's what you're talking about. I mean, it still don't mean that. What's up, DeMarcus? Mine said Unique and Rock probably fucking right now. Try to give it a few more minutes to give a couple more people the time to come up in here because I guess most of the people were still thinking it was 12, and they came and was like, "Dang, this man nigga ain't in here," and left. Unique isn't dying this year. He gonna be on the top of the streets at the end of the season 4. How many times y'all think they gonna kill Unique? What's good, Cedric? Snaps and Pop could tell law enforcement that Howard was last seen with Rock. Like I said, I seriously doubt Snaps and Pop tell law enforcement anything because old school gangsters like that, first off, snitching is not something that most of them do. And then on top of it, you're not going to want to give the cops information that you don't have to give them. Like telling them where you last seen them is just something that you're just stirring up something for no reason. Because then you'll have to answer, okay, so how do you know this? Do you tell them something else? They're going to ask you another question. They're going to keep questioning you and questioning you, wanting more answers until you're going to start getting close to saying shit that you don't want to say when you can just not say nothing at all. After Unique revealed himself to Rock being alive, it should have cut them in the bed before credits roll. Lord, let me go ahead and get some of it. I'm gonna start it in 1 more minute. Get some of these daggone what's it called set up here. Well, now I guess I'll do that.
It's too much. You can't get it. They want to, but they can't.
Hope we dig deep into the famous murder mystery today, fam. Yeah, I am. You know he not smoking rock. Right, he not. She not my girlfriend said that. That's right. Unique is a whirlwind, not a breeze. Cool. Y'all think Kanan putting Marvin down if he pop fame? I think he could possibly do that, but Marvin didn't do it. I figured that out. Well, actually, bro, if you would have checked the community, you would have seen that I said 12:30. Y'all didn't see that though. I get it though, because I kind of put that in there a little late. I feel it. But I'm just saying. I definitely said 12:30. I switched it. Hey, support. When you saying Unique went to see Rob, but not his own baby mama and son, that's something my girl said too. She like that's how you know he's still in love with Rock. How you go to see her, go get a fresh cut, get all fresh, and go see her first before you go see your baby mama? It's crazy, but I think this is all business stuff, bro. He trying to get all his, he trying to get everything situated before he go to see her because he don't want to go back to Panessa and stuff not set. That's what I personally think. But anyways, though, I'm about to go ahead and Go ahead and get started. Uh, we got currently 9 people up in the chat. So we're gonna start this thing off actually with the early predictions for episode 7. Now as we can see in the description. Well, more as you dig more, you get more information. But it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't Garcia. I was, 10 toes down on, and I still am. It wasn't Garcia. But anyways, Unique and his soldiers assume control of the corners and the queens, leaving Rock and Marvin in desperate need of more answers and more product. Kanan searches for a missing OC. So go ahead and just dive into that real quick. Pretty much, we already know. We seen the photos of for the we actually seen the images, the video of all them ugly ass niggas that was coming out of their truck. They was coming out of their gen like Mexicans. That Biggie gave Unique. Like we seen that photo already. So you know that's how he gonna take over the corners. He gonna use brute force, and it's gonna be a lot of them, and they just basically gonna take over. Like I was telling the Jamaican dude that was swearing up and down that he's not gonna be able to pull this out. I said, bro, I'm telling you, what he's gonna do is he's gonna have a bunch of niggas and they're gonna take over the corners. Ain't no matter what Rock got going on, she can have all the product in the world. If these niggas are taking over all of the spots, how you gonna sell your stuff? You can't. Because her operation was made for finesse. She got soldiers, but not a whole lot of them. Like it's a few of them. So that's what they gonna do when it comes to when it comes to this, him taking over the corners. Also, let me see something else that for sure in these early predictions what to expect. I think Marvin is gonna kind of have something. I can't put my finger on it what it is, but if you remember in the trailer at the very end, he was saying this is a Rock was saying that's a big fucking move, and then and Marvin replied back to it, that's a big effing problem though. This a big effing problem. So it's somebody. I'm guessing it might be somebody that they typically wouldn't go to, or something that they typically wouldn't do unless it's just a last resort. So that's telling you how bad things about to get. So that means Neek about to be ugly as hell. He about to do something. Then of course we know Lou is gonna be stepping back into the game. So I think Lou gonna show us something. That nigga he about to be hella time. Early Tyler time is up this episode. I would say so. I think we could lose early Tyler this episode. I predicted 6 for him originally, so he made it past 6. This is 7. But yeah, because you seen what he was saying with the Bookie shit, and I think something. My only thing is, will it be Marvin or will it be Unique who take him out? So this is what's going to determine that. If Unique decide, oh, you ain't useful no more, you working with Marvin, I can't trust you, and he might take him out, or it could end up. It could end up being, Marvin finding out that he knew Unique was alive this entire time, and then he gets mad and takes him out. That could be the mistake that they speak of in episode 9. Because remember, it speaks about Rock trying to, it talks about Rock trying to recover from Marvin's mistake. So that could be the mistake that they're talking about. He said Unique being Breeze seems to be 1% now. He's just Unique. Why do it seem to be 1%? Very curious to know that. Brian gonna mess up that robbery. So yeah, that's something else that I think probably will happen. You feel me? And that is something that probably will happen in this next episode too. We're gonna see B Rilla make an attempt to try to rob you know, Garfield as I call him. And that's gonna go. Something's gonna go wrong. It's not gonna be a successful hit. Like then they're gonna get caught and arrested. He might get killed, or it could go wrong, and he might end up killing Garfield, or the dude with him. What's his name? Kenyatta might end up killing him because I just feel like they have to fulfill what they talk about in the theme song. Where they say robberies turn to homicide. It's nothing to play with. So I believe this would be the first one. If we haven't already seen one, have we seen a robbery attempt already and somebody got killed? Somebody let me know in the comments, but I don't think yet we have seen that. But anyway, shout out to Demarcus. He comes in with the super chat. He said it's ironic that Stefano said that the bookie was skimming money. However, a made man owe ET 10K. The bookie wasn't scamming money. That's something interesting. So basically, you're saying it was one of the Italian niggas that did that, possibly Tomoso, and he always thought that it was him. That's interesting there. Marvin getting put down in episode 9. originally that's what I was thinking, but I'm not. I'll say this: I'm not super hot on that as I was originally, because, I mean, it could happen because I think that big room, whatever it is that he's doing, this I gotta see what he does this episode coming up. Because in my opinion, I think what's gonna determine it is whatever that move that Rock is speaking of, saying that's a big move. I believe it's gonna be what determines his fate. So if it's maybe him trusting somebody or something like that, putting trust in the wrong person, that could potentially come back to bite him. But I don't know. I'm kind of closer towards the 50-50 mark now. Because at first I was kind of head over heels that he was the one that took out Fame. And obviously, that was gonna, whoever took him out, obviously Curry go find out who it was eventually. So let's see. Do y'all remember the scene in the trailer for the season where it looks like Lou had a ski mask on, taking money out safe? You know what? We did see a part like that. Not sure if it was Lou or not, but it may not have been Lou. Maybe we can go back and pull up the trailer to see what part you're talking about exactly. Hold on real quick. I do remember seeing something like that. But anyways, while I'm looking it up, what are you getting at with the with that particular scene?
Southside, we live. Season 4 trailer, Raising Kanan is here.
Live with that. But I have to be able to trust my business partners.
Make sure I put this up in there. Hold on. I ain't got time for the foolery. YouTube, do not mess with me. Tired of this shit. Oh, there.
Probably had a big beef because of that. Now I grit my teeth.
What we do, it's all about who you know.
Hands cause it's all about money.
Just think I'm dead.
I'm getting mine. Here I am turning over.
I ain't never been more alive.
I want to make some real loot. Get me some information.
Oh, kid.
I'm pausing this so I won't get hit with this copyright, people. Just so y'all know.
Thank you, lucky stars. You got a mother who loves you.
Beware of the hand when it's coming from the left. I ain't tripping. Just watch your step.
You want people to see you as you?
I'm curious of this scene too, when Marvin kicking in his door.
You gotta let them know
Still ain't got that scene with Rock crying.
who you are. Famous last words.
What must have happened towards the beginning? Let me go back.
Trust us.
But now is how they're gonna see you forever.
Now you want people to see you, Kanan.
I want them to see me as me. Not who my mother is.
Gotta be real careful, Kanan. They get to where they are without dropping a whole lot of bodies behind.
Oh, like how you got the way you are?
All right.
So here, is this what you're talking about, or are you talking about?
I work with your mother, kid.
All right.
I work.
Oh, like how you got the way you are?
All right.
There? Is this what you're talking about? That might say everybody don't be real as Breeze. You know he Gavin. No, I'm talking about in Raising Kanan, DeMarcus. I'm not talking about in Power History. I know for sure it happened in Power History. A couple of them don't happen. I'm talking about only in Raising Kanan because that's the one with that theme song talking about Robert turning to homicide. What's good, Buggets? Y'all tripping Lulu not taking out B will help Lou and Rock against Unique. Interesting. Scream on Twitch and you would have a better chance at showing power footage. Been saying this. I gotta create a Twitch shit. I ain't got no damn Twitch. Everybody know B Willa is Breeze, or he could scream on Kick. Could Fame's torture and murder have happened at a different time by two different people? Maybe, but I mean that's not exactly how I see it. But I mean that's I guess that's a possibility. It might say OC gonna be found in the trunk of a box Chevy. All right, so yeah, that's the image you was talking about. But anyways, though, that's another thing that we definitely can be, looking out for this coming season. We know for sure that little minion is gonna scheme and try to steal. Well, I think he's gonna be successful in stealing Kanan's money. Now, is it gonna come back on him? Absolutely, but yeah, that you gonna prepare to see that little bastard, steal Kanan money. But let me see. Anything else for episode 7? Things that I'm predicting that I think will happen for sure. Early Tyler, I think might get up out of here. Who do y'all think Stefano was talking to when he said, when obviously he was talking about Unique, so he was saying he wants Rock's head on a platter. Who y'all think he was speaking to? Could he have possibly been speaking to some people? I remember some people saying it could be Shang Tsung, but I mean Shang Tsung wouldn't care if he wanted Rock's head on a platter because he don't like her. So who is somebody that he could be talking to that would maybe care? Perhaps Snap and Pop, maybe, even though they don't really care. But another high candidate, I think they could possibly be talking to Kanan. Because Kanan don't rock with his mom like that. But if he see a threat coming her way, he might do something about it, right? They're gonna find that little nigga. Stefano was talking to Marvin, I think. Well, Marvin should know that he wants her head on a platter, but yeah, he could be. Quick question: if anyone can remember, was Tony Teresi from Long Island? I actually don't remember, so maybe somebody else in the chat can answer that for him, whether or not he was from Long Island. This is why Kanan never worked with no Unique. He not gonna be down with him gunning for his miles. Neek, not Breeze. Well, when I get done with this, you might have a different answer because that's the last segment of this live. So Sonny said he's from Atlantic City. I do remember hearing something like that, I believe. So, all right. So that's another thing to look forward to. Let me see. I think I feel like it's another one that's in there that I'm missing. I know for sure Kanan and Juke, they're gonna be working together because you can hear up in the episode 7 trailer, they Kanan telling Juke, we're gonna take this back to the streets. So that's something that's interesting too. And I'm gonna explain that when I get to the segment of Kanan and Breeze meeting. Because it's some parallels that's gonna be going on in that situation, but I'm gonna get to that. Let's see what else. I think that's pretty much all my predictions. Anybody else got some predictions before I close this out and move on to famous murder? I think that's gonna be the biggest segment. Yeah, he met Kate in Atlantic City. Now I know that for sure. Now is he from there? I don't know. Granham Coleman said he coming back as Zombie Ronnie to fight Unique. That'll be crazy. I'll be here for it though. But why would he want to fight Unique? He would want to fight Kanan. If Rock had something to do with Famous Death, you think he won't work with Unique? He absolutely would. Anyways, Tony Teresi not in jail yet. He get locked up in 94. And Razor Kanan has been in 92 since season 2. That is a fact. Another people that's saying Famous Dad is the murderer, and nope, that is not true. I seriously doubt it is Famous Dad. Rock will tell Unique that she got rid of his baby and Unique crashed out. Definitely could be a possibility. Here's a question for y'all before we move on. Do you think this episode Unique will finally let Panessa know he's alive? All right. So I guess I'll go ahead and transition over to the Who Took Out Famous segment. Oh shit. Since that's still what everyone's talking about, we'll go ahead and address it. So the person that took out Famous, and I think I got a pretty high percent. I'll go as high as saying I probably would say this is a 90% chance. That's how high I believe on it. That this is who it is. It is none other than, there you have it. Those two ugly ass niggas right there. Sonny, when you say no Rockwell, what are you referring to? You say if it was the goofy ass fans from TikTok, they say Detective Garcia killed Famous. He is actually Famous' father in disguise who wanted revenge all these years of some shit. That's kind of crazy and wild. I seriously doubt that. But yeah, it's these people, y'all. Buckley and Roland. That's who did it. And I'm going to tell you how and why they did it. So, as we can see right here on the screen, you can see Rock paying them out. Anytime you see gangsters, people in the drug game giving somebody a package like that in the envelope, it's only between three things is in that damn package: money, drugs, or guns. Obviously, you're not going to be giving no police officers no guns. You could be giving them drugs, but let's be real, more than likely that's not the case, especially since they've been pressing Rock about money since season 3. So let's be real. It's money in that package. The question is, what is that money for? So I'm about to deep dive on here, y'all, and let y'all know how and why this happened. First off, shout out to my boy CG. Because my boy CG is who kind of further enlightened me on a couple of information about the details of this, so that I can because I kind of was already on this wave, and then he sent me some stuff, and I was like, damn, you know what? That make a whole lot of sense. So the problem is, the major problem, the reason why Rock did this, which she is the devil of Southside, for this. So let's go ahead and get into this. There's a couple of quote things from Howard that's going to help us. Give me a second. Hold on. Let me go back to. All right. So there's a couple of things that's going to help us figure this out. So remember this. This is in episode 310 when Howard was talking to Rock. He was steady pressing her, trying to tell her that, you know, we need to sail Marvin down the river because, you know, he said we might be able to save Kanan, but we can't save everybody. There's still a price to pay. Little did he know that he was going to be part of the price that would be paid. But anyways, so this is, we got to remember what was going on during this particular moment when they were setting up this stuff to try to help Kanan, you know, because they had got the money together and they was getting ready to go into the warehouse with Ronnie, right? So during this time, Famous had already been arrested. Remember that. And when Famous was arrested, what was happening? The feds was in there pressing him and interrogating him about who? Detective Howard. They were trying to get information about Howard. And why did they want information about Howard? Because they was trying to link him to Marvin. And if they got to link him with Marvin, they can start their RICO case. That's what it was all about. But keep in mind, your boy Andre had information. You know, he had a mole that was inside of the Federal Bureau of Investigations, the FBI, right? So, in my opinion, I believe Tanner probably was that mole, but that's not really important right now. But anyways, the information got back to Andre. Andre told Rock, and here we are. So he told him that, look, that boy Famous, they got him at the precinct right now, and they are pressing him hard on Howard because they're trying to get information on Howard to connect the dots with Marvin. And that's going to, you know, basically connect all of y'all to go down. So Rock was thinking, and then keep in mind, not only will that be a problem, here's another issue. Even if they take out Howard, Famous is still an issue for other reasons. Famous is still an issue because he still knows about this. Remember when he saw that initials on the data test and stuff like that? They never showed us with Famous, you know what I'm saying, putting 2 and 2 together, but they did. But let's be real, Famous ain't that dumb. He's gonna be eventually. He noticed that, you know, in season 3, because this is in season 2 when he was asking about the data test, and then in season 3, all of a sudden, Rock and Howard shows up to his apartment and they tell him to get out. We need to talk to Kanan. Come on, it ain't rocket science. The man figured the shit out. Damn, the initials. Then he gonna figure out, damn, the initial that stands for Malcolm Howard. That's what the RH stand for. He's gonna figure out that was his dad. That's more information that Rock doesn't want to get out. So not only does he have the ability to put them in jail, he also has the ability to let the streets know that Howard was Kanan's dad. Rock wanted both problems eliminated. But here's the thing. Rock ain't stupid enough to do it on her own, nor was she stupid enough to have Lou or somebody do it again because it'll still be connected to her. So, this is what she did. Very similar to what we've already seen. This is where the parallels come in. And I'm going to get to y'all comments later, but while I'm in the zone like this, I can't be stopping and reading everybody's comments. But remember this. Y'all remember this scene right here? This comes from the original Power here. You remember when in season 2 of the original Power, they were trying to get Vladimir on their side. Ghost and Tommy was. And what they did was they went and attacked their shipment and made it look like it was an enemy who did it instead of who it actually was. Like when he was saying with the Serbs, our hands can't be on it, not a effing trace. Remember that. That's what he said. Rock used this same tactic. So what she did was she covered her own ass. She even tricked Marvin, because that's where this is going to come in, people. Hold on. That's where this right here is going to come in. See, a lot of people have been thinking that this here, give me a second. A lot of people think that this here is a hallucination or a dream sequence. It's not a dream. This shit actually happened. But what happened is Rock told Marvin about the situation that Famous was inside of the precinct, singing possibly, because she got the information from Roland. I said Roland. She got the information from Andre. So she told Marvin to go out there, press hard, but don't press too hard, just like she told him with the David situation, David and Terry situation, even though he messed that up. But what's going to end up happening, he goes to Famous, he sneaks up on him, he tell him, look, get your butt out of town, and I don't want to see another trace of you. Niggas are gunning for you. Get out of town and never let me see your face again. Just like he told Crackhead Sam. So Marvin did his job and he let him go. That's the thing. He let him go. And then after he let him go, he left, and Rock already had it in place for 1 second. Rock already had it in place for these clowns here to ambush him. Keep in mind, they told her, always at your disposal. All Rock had to do was pay them off. And that's what she did. She paid them off. They kidnapped after Marvin left and was out of sight. They followed Famous, and they went and grabbed him up, and they beat the mess out of that man, tortured him, and he killed them. These assholes did that. Rock. That's the reason why Rock is the only one throughout all of these episodes we've gotten so far and was never talking about Famous. Marvin talked about it. Kanan talked about it a little bit. Lou always was talking about it. Juke talked about it. But Rock, not a trace, because she was guilty. And that would explain also a couple of other things. That would explain this thing right here too. Hold up. That explains this thing here.
Thing, you need to keep yourself busy. Find some shit you care about. When niggas don't care, they get careless. That's not what you need to be on right now.
Got a meeting. This cat that Shirley linked me with. Guy who put out Fame single?
That little Puerto Rock nigga getting love on the radio for that song y'all did. But I heard the police took a warrant out on him. Word around is that he's been talking. Then got scared and said too much and got to running.
There. So once he got scared and said too much and went to running, he knew this information because he's the one who made him start running. And then Marvin was thinking, since he never seen him again, that he took his advice. Unlike Sam, he took his advice and left town. That's what happened. So what ended up happening is he didn't ever make it back home because Rock didn't want to risk the chance of him coming back, potentially telling the feds what they needed to know, and also potentially letting everybody know that, Howard is Kanan's father. I believe that's what he may have brought up that triggered Rock. Because they probably was pressing him hard and they said, what information you know? You ever seen Howard with Kanan? Have you ever seen Howard with Marvin? Have you ever seen Howard with Rock? And then he was like, yeah, once at my apartment. And then they probably questioned him even harder. They was like, okay, so why would Howard be at your apartment? Rock and Howard be at your apartment? And then he said, oh, they were here to see Kanan. Why would they be there to meet up with Kanan? He said, I don't know. They made me leave. And then they probably like, think harder, pressing. They probably steady pressing them. And then eventually it's going to ring in his head where I did see a daddy test with the initials, MH on it one time that Kanan had with his DNA. So maybe that's his dad. And once that information got back to Andre, and then from Andre, it got to Rock. That's when his fate was sealed. He said too much, and Rock couldn't trust him no more, and she set them cops up to kill him. That's what happened. But she made it so the word out, she put out, and she also made anonymous tips. She put out the BS that not Buck 20, that Freddie's people may have did it. Then she put out the information. Then, information that dirty cops and anything else except it leading back to her. And then if it does go wrong, let's say something does show up and folks and they still trying to press Kanan still suspicious of Rock possibly doing it, to go back to this thing. And then maybe Marvin will go ahead and tell Kanan, I'm not going to lie to you. Your mother's not lying to you. We seen Famous. He was talking, but we told him to leave town. I did that myself, and he left. He was fine when we last seen him. So your mother didn't have nothing to do with it. But keep in mind, like I just told y'all, Rock finessed Marvin. He didn't know that he was going to do that to him. She was going to set him up to have that done to him. The plan was to just get him to leave town. But she had already had another plan in hand to have them cops take that man out. So there you have it. Rock did that shit, people. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and start reading the comments for everybody that was there for it. Y'all can let me know what y'all think, but that is what I believe happened. She got them ugly-ass cops, set that man up. So let me see. Kanan will see Rock paying them cops and grow suspicious immediately. Yeah, so that's another thing. I believe that, what's going to happen is Rock gonna think it's gonna be a one-time payment thing, but just like you know how Rock told the Chinese dude that they in a marriage now, and it ain't no getting away from it. They're gonna do the same thing to Rock. They're gonna be like, oh no, we want this amount every week for whatever, or else this is gonna get out to the public that you have something to do with it. So we're gonna see Rock consistently making payments for this. I believe that's also why we're gonna see them, because there's another thing in the trailer, another image where you're gonna see them on the rooftop. Right, see right here. That's that's Rock right there. That's the cops. These are the two cops. That's Rock right there. Here, I mean, them the cops. I believe maybe she was paying them off here. Maybe they had secret rendezvous spots where they were, set to make the payments or whatever. But yeah. Now the question is, who was this right here? It almost looked like Howard, right? So this is what I think also could be a possibility, people. Because I think originally Howard probably was part of the plan too. Because keep in mind, Howard was over Buckley and Rowland. So he the one probably set it up. She probably told him, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to set them up to take out Famous, to get rid of him because he's talking. Famous is the only one that can bury us. The rest of the shit that they got is just all speculations. They don't have no real evidence, which they didn't. They didn't have no evidence. Famous was the only witness that they had. So if you take Famous off the table, you got it. But once Rock got that, because this is Rock's mentality, people. She was like, okay, I gotta take out Famous and I gotta take out Howard. Now taking out Famous will be easy because he's a sitting duck. He ain't street. He ain't got no rank. There ain't nothing he can do. But Howard, he's gonna be a little challenging because not only is he a cop, you know what I'm saying, he gonna peep game. So that's why when Kanan took out Ronnie out of nowhere, that there just shoot like, oh shit, this is my chance. And she just put up the scrap and popped Howard because she was looking for an opportunity to get rid of him anyways. And that's why in episode 2, you've seen her say to him, I seen my opportunity and I took it. That's what but he didn't tell him the full extent of what she was talking about. But that's what, that's what she meant. Because I think this could be Howard right here. So this might be a flashback of them meeting up to set that shit up. And then she took out Howard so that, he couldn't talk and get and incriminate her or Marvin. Also, he couldn't tell nobody that it was them who set up the cops. So if Howard is gone, Famous is gone, nobody is left except the damn bum ass cops. All right, let me go back up because let me start. It ain't that many comments. Yep, the screen, and then for me also too in episode 1, bro. That was, I kind of knew Famous was dead already coming into it. Once I seen he wasn't in none of the promos or the trailer, I was like, yeah, I think Famous dead. But at that time I was still speculating. But after episode 1 hit and they had him performing that Streets Need a Body song, and then it was like a remix version, and he kept repeating it, Streets Need a Body. I was like, yeah, you was the body the Streets needed. That nigga up out of here. As long as it was the police, I'm cool with it. Hey, you did say with the police, Bucket. Even though you said it was Garcia, right? You was on there. You was close. But yeah, I believe it's them two niggas. If it's true, then it looked like that picture we assume it was Famous with the gun to his head wasn't Famous. No, that was him. I guess you probably said that before I explained the whole thing. It would come full circle if Officer Buckley and Roland took out Famous, just like law enforcement smoked Kanan and OG Power. What about these two cops that picked up Lou for Howard? That's the same people, right? They're the same people, I think. When he was tied up in the abandoned building, yeah, I think he was. If not, it could be them two. But it definitely was two dirty ass cops. Why Howard in that picture looked like he saw a ghost? We pointed this out, gang, before, gang, about when. My thing is, how does Rock know, Fame know about the daddy test? Well, I just explained that part. At the precinct, he gonna tell the feds, and the feds gonna tell Andre, and Andre's gonna tell Rock. Only Kanan would know that, and he has some knowledge. But how does Rock know this encounter happened? The only I'm doing is to say is that Famous knew a lot of shit about Kanan family because him and Kanan were very close. So I think Rock had Famous killed because he knew too much about them. I mean, yeah, partially, yeah, that's what it is. Drink your water, hit the gym, stay positive, people. Where'd it come from? Do you think the captain is a part of it too? Hey, that's a good question. Because I've been hearing a couple of people saying Captain, what's his name? Baptiste is a part, did it. I don't know, bro. Like, shoot. That'll be crazy if the damn head of it is also in on it. I don't know. I still got to make a decision on that. That's a little crazy. The only thing going to say is Famous. Okay, yeah, I guess he said that again. I heard a theory that this was a flashback thing. It could, yeah. You talking about them on the rooftop or her paying them? Either way, yeah, it could be a flashback. But either way, the payment of her with the money is absolutely a flashback thing. That's when she first initially gave them the money to do the job. Marvin was the first to reveal Fame was telling. Marvin believe Famous is a snitch, which is why I think Marvin took out Famous, because we all know Marvin don't like snitches. Yeah, that's what I said in the beginning. But like I said, what made me kind of get away from that is the part that they said Famous was tortured. Marvin wouldn't torture Famous. If he wanted him gone, he would just simply pop him in the back of his head and that'll be it. That's true too, Buckets. I noticed that I'm way behind on these comments now. Yeah, I'm trying to catch up. Which Marvin mistake is Rock going to have to deal with? I haven't figured out yet. I also remember that Rock knows Famous told Kanan she put the gun in his bag. Yeah. Did you explain how and when Famous got away from the police after he was asked about Howard? What about the two cops that was with the Snap and Pop? I think it would be a better twist if they got Fame killed. Ronnie said Fame talked too much. This is going to be a better flashback than the F. Not sure what you meant on that last part. I think you didn't finish the sentence. But I just think, because think about this, going back to this part here, I just think this here, it's not in the trailer for no reason. It's got to play a significant part in this in the show. And why? Because keep in mind, in season 3, they kept on trying to get Rock to pay her, but she refused to do it. So what has happened that makes her decide to go ahead and do it? Now, I can give you another reason. Maybe after Unique started turning up so heavy, she decides to put the cops on her payroll to help, secure some of her business. But me personally, I think that's who she got to take out Famous. Do you remember my comment about Unique reappearing the same episode and season as Kanan after he was alleged dead? Do you think it's a coincidence? Oh no. Yeah, I do remember that. I actually addressed that on another live. You wasn't in it, but I'll say it again. That's very crazy. I didn't catch that, but once the moment you said it, I was like, that is the same episode. I didn't have to go back and fact check it because I remember that episode like it was yesterday. So it can't. Me personally, I don't think it is a coincidence, bro. It means something. The same episode Unique revealed to Rock that he's alive. It's the same episode that Kanan revealed to Ghost that he's still alive. So could that mean something? You know what I'm saying? That maybe that he's gonna turn out to be Breeze just like Slim turned out to be Kanan. Could be. Aren't they the same cops popping snap bar? I don't know. To be honest, are they the same damn cops? It might be shit. Them look like niggas might be into everything. And to be honest with you, what's good, Golson? You just missed a whole good segment, my boy. But see, that would make sense though, because if it is the same cops, all right, support. But this is the thing. If he does, think about this. If they are the same cops, that could be how Kanan finds out the truth. Snap and Pop tell him. Like, word on the street, my good young brother, is that your mother paid off them cops to do that to your boy, Famous. And then that's when he finds out the truth. And now he is pissed. And now I can kind of, what time is it now? 1:26? Yeah. I'm gonna give y'all some if y'all want to have any closing remarks on this Famous situation, anything y'all want to add, go ahead and go. Because I'm gonna start transitioning over to the Kanan meets Breeze situation. She wanted to catch Tommy spray painting her plaza. Why didn't Rock tell Howard about the cops shaking her down? Well, why would she tell him? We see Jukebox walking with Garcia in the season trailer too. Yeah, that's another interesting thing too that I was curious of. What's the reasoning for, what's the reasoning for Garcia being with Juke? Now I can think of one. I can give you one of them that I can think of at the top of my head, possibly. Because there's a theory out there that somebody said, I don't know who it was, but somebody said this, that Marvin could end up going back crazy because he maybe get high on his supply or he do something to harm Juke or something like that, and she end up killing him. And then after she ends up killing him, the cops could get involved. She can tell some BS story. And that could be where that come from. I hope that's not true, but hey, it could be. I don't think we will see Famous torturing just someone letting him go after pointing a gun to his head. I agree with you. I don't think we're going to see it either. Famous died seeing something he wasn't supposed to see, like Jason from The Shot. He saw snapping pops talking with dirty cops. They caught him and killed him. Interesting. So you think he may have just saw something that he shouldn't have saw? I don't know. I think it'll be a better story if Rock paid him out to do it. Rock could be ignorant as hell for it, but hey. writers got to throw a curveball. We think one thing, but it's something else. Because Howard could have talked to them, and he was well known in Queens. Sure, but my thing is, she was trying to be legit and shit during that time. I don't think she, you know, I think Breeze will be in Unique's crew. He meets or D Wiz's brother. My opinion, me personally, if it's not Unique, it's definitely D Wiz's brother. That's my opinion. Like I can't see it being nobody else if it don't turn out to be Unique. That could be it too, Buckets. It could be that she's trying to fish for some information on what happened with Fame. And then that could be what leads to inspiring her to become a cop. Because she see that they dirty as hell and I can get away with, so much shit if I just become a cop. Because that's what they look glad do. That's what she figured out. Speaking of Kanan and Breeze, remember Unique was in Trenton, Jersey, and how Ghost and Tommy had beef with them? Hey, could be. Maybe it's the reason why the beef started is because they took out Breeze. Maybe. Who knows? It's no more Unique. It's Breeze. Unique is just another hood famous. They all take qualities from. Like Kanan was teaching Tariq how to rob. Unique already a boss. D Wiz's brother probably never getting revealed, just like Mahoney in book 2. Nah, I seriously doubt that. He also taught Tariq how to steal J's, like how Scrap told Kanan. Ha. Although we haven't seen Kanan steal any J's or anything like that since this show started. Smashing these. I ain't had one. Let's see. Famous and Lou doesn't know Howard is Kanan's dad. Lou doesn't know. Famous does know. Like I said, I believe he put 2 and 2 together, bro. It wasn't rocket science. What if that's not Fame ear and not Marvin holding the gun? That's definitely Marvin holding that gun. Like I've been telling folks, you got a much better chance at saying that that's not Famous than you do of saying that's not Marvin. Because that's definitely Marvin. You can identify too many features of Marvin to say that that's not him. Right? Marvin, Raising Kanan writers are great, but I don't trust them. Unique and Marvin's jewelry is very similar and worn the same way. I keep telling y'all I'm Breeze, just haven't been set on set yet. So Kanan taught Tariq everything he learned from everybody, so we gotta stop looking for Breeze clues in that. Tariq is Breeze. Famous seeing that paperwork and Kanan book bad. Yep, he did. Am I the only one who thinks Unique wins the war this time, like how Kanan eventually won against Ghost in the end? Unique can't keep. Yeah, I think Unique is gonna win at the end of this season. I do. Right. Unique wasn't wearing jewelry during that time. Keep in mind, that's one thing that debunks that. And also, his jewelry is not the same as Marvin. Look at it, people. This ring, I already showed a close-up image of it. Then look at the bracelet. That's the same bracelet that Marvin always has on. Then I can show y'all a closer up look at it. Hold on. God damn it. This shit is crazy. That. Now y'all see this? This is absolutely the same ring that you see on there. You see the bracelet. That's the same damn bracelet. Take a look at it. Then look at this. They're the same. That's the bracelet. That's the ring. Now, like I said, if you want to make a case for something, you can make a case that this is not famous. That's the only way you can try to get away from that. Unique doesn't even know famous. The only person he knows of is Kanan. And that's another thing. Yeah, Unique would have to shake some trees to even find out who famous is, because it's never been said really that he knows of famous. That is the truth. I mean, it's possible that he knows who he is, but more than likely, famous is a small fish to him. He don't care about famous. Yeah, Unique does wear rings. Don't get me wrong. He wears rings. The problem is it's not the same as this one with the bracelet on it. And he didn't wear, he just got his jewelry back this episode. Famous was killed 3 months ago. During that time, this nigga was walking around with that damn hoodie on with nothing, no kind of jewelry on. Why would all of a sudden, during that particular time, he gonna go find him some jewelry to put on to go put a gun to Famous head? It don't make sense. What if Rock really killed Howard because he was about to expose her for killing? Yes, bro. That's part of the reason why she took him out. That's why. I'm telling you, that's why she had to get him. Because he knew about the play that they did with them taking out Famous. Because I believe he the one probably got the dirty cops to execute it. Like I said, here, I'm not 100% sure on this, but here, it definitely looks like that's possibly Howard all the way at that far right here. I'm not sure, but that might be him. It looked like the same thing that nigga was wearing the last time we saw him. And then this is Rock right here. These are damn dirty cops. So Howard knew that information, so Rock was like, yeah, I got to get rid of that glad nigga because he ain't about to, you know what I'm saying? He ain't about to expose me. And she saw the opportunity in that warehouse and she laid his ass out. All right, so let me catch up on these comments. Yo, bro, did Kanan and Unique even meet on the show yet? No, they haven't. That's what we keep talking about. They have not. And you can't tell me it's just a coincidence that they never met. It's gonna, and when it do happen, it's gonna transition over to something really great. I'm late. I was watching Gil's Arena. What Gil whack ass was talking about? Did you see Getting How I Live new video on Kanan wear Lou jacket? Yeah, I saw that. I don't know if I finished it, but I definitely saw some of it. Do you think Kanan will ultimately kill Rock in the end? Man, that's something I've been wrecking my head about, and I think that's going to be very tough. I mean, I kind of want to say yes, but at the same time, it's possible Rock might still be alive in today's timeline because of what we saw with the Book 2 Go situation. So possibly he just ran her out of town, which I'm going to get to shortly. But that big ass Nefertiti is obvious. You like Gil's Arena to leave. What rules out the Thomas is that they are a hitman, not torturers. If they want someone dead, they'll just shoot them. Yeah, the only person that they kind of tortured was what's that man name that just did it this season? Yeah, I know who I'm talking about. But anyways, I ain't finna waste no energy. I never said Force was close to power. All I said was, oh man, they finna start that. I'm still not off the possibility that Unique killed Fang. Everyone knows he and Kanan were tight, and he could have tortured him for info. And Marvin could have told Fang to leave and scared him. Marvin did see. You missed it, Talia. I agree with you on the part where Marvin told Fame to leave. I agree with that. But it wasn't Unique who killed them. It was them damn dirty cops. I mean, if you want to, you can go back and watch this segment. I will chop it up some, like to separate it so it won't have to be as long for the people that just want to see that part. I'm going to chop it up some later. But yeah, it was these damn dirty cops. Everybody know famous. He was a rapper for Southside and made a diss. You know what? I'll concede to that. That's true. With that song, everybody probably did know of him. Look at Unique's jewelry in the kitchen. What his jewelry in the kitchen got to do with it, though? I admit, if Unique, then it's not famous. Oh, so you're saying that image? I got you, Ronald. So you're saying that image could be Unique, and it's a scene that just hasn't happened yet. It's not a flashback scene. It's a scene that hasn't happened yet. But the person he's putting the gun on isn't famous. I got you. Okay, that could make some kind of sense. What is that pic on the roof from? When was that and who? Okay, so the picture that's on the roof, that was in the trailer, the official trailer. And what I'm alluding to is that I believe that this is a possible meeting between Howard, Rock, and them dirty cops that killed Famous. So these are the cops. This is Rock, cop, Rock, Howard. That's where they met up and they struck the plan to get rid of Famous because Famous was inside of the precinct talking. Obviously, Rock couldn't have that. Howard couldn't have that. So they were like, we got to get rid of that nigga. And that was the plan. This is also why This is also why Rock wanted to get rid of Howard so that he couldn't be around no more with that I'm your daddy shit. Plus, he knew the information about what happened to Famous. Force is the closest thing to power. I still got the screenshots of you saying Tommy doing the same thing he did in the old power. Is that 4 cops or 3? 3 of them. Tap that like, yeah, like he said, hit that like button, people. Hit the like. Y'all seem not to understand that Unique did not have his jewelry at that time. Unique's final piece is Kanan. I agree with that. I do think that's gonna happen. Unique and Kanan came face to face, and they didn't come face to face really though. They just passed by each other. They didn't have a scene. I keep telling folks that it's not a scene if they just walk by each other. That can be equivalent to like a background actor that just walked by somebody, and that's it. But they never had a scene where they actually acknowledged each other or said any words to each other. That's never happened. Yeah, trademark. You know what I meant. That is that nigga. You know what? That makes sense why he did right by Gerald's daughter even after what he did. Plus, Neek was there when Fame was on stage rapping about killing his homeboy Buck 20. No, he was not. Neek was not there. Neek, remember, he sent Scrap and his homeboy Rorel to the spot, but he was still at home or at wherever he was at. He never came to that concert. Rock got rid of Howard because he wouldn't stop pressing her on Marvin. It was that and the Famous situation, I'm telling you. So Rock, Howard, and the cops made a plan to put down Famous. Then Rock so happened to kill Howard, securing her secret from the moment. I need Kanan to put Rock down. I'm telling you, bro. Y'all, come on, bro. Y'all know Rock is capable of some shit like this. You know she is. She is a scheming motherfucker. That is her. They was in front of Rock's house after the war at the end of season 2. Read the whole. Yeah, I know. I already knew exactly what comment you're talking about. But what I'm saying is, they didn't have a scene among each other. They just looked at each other, and that's it. They never had a scene with both of them on screen, and they spoke to each other. Never even had a conversation over the phone. Nothing like that. Who do you think will be the major depth of this season? Someone has to go if next season is the last season. Shoot. Well, they already gave us one. Famous. Famous is already out of here. Do you think Rock will take out Quan to neutralize Unique? I think that could be very much possible because in episode 8's description, it talks about how Rock goes on the offense. So maybe when they were talking about her going on the offense, that's what one of the power plays that she does. She takes out Quan because that was his supplier. Yeah, but he was talking about when they was doing the performance. Neek wasn't there when they did the performance. When Juke and Famous was performing Streets Need a Body, Neek wasn't there. Kanan a mama boy. He not smoking rock. He not Tariq. Oh, okay, that's right. Well, or however you spell it was there. My bad, but it was a popping song, so Neek heard. Yeah, now I agree with that part. He definitely have to be aware of the song for sure. Ghost, and when you said Marvin, you think he's going to be the major death? Like I said this earlier, I'm 50-50 on that right now. Why are you so hard of hearing? The Outcast, yes, he is since season 1. All this mess started because he ain't want to leave his mama. Yep. I hope season 5 isn't the last season. Sasha Penn did an interview and he got asked that. And he said they didn't tell him that and he's good friends with people at Stars and said they'll let him. Niggas saying anything in the comments. Finish the story when he's ready to, because it's going to be a complete story when it's over. Yeah, I saw that interview. So you think Marvin would be the major death of this season? I mean, like I said, technically we already got one because Famous, is dead, even though we didn't see it. So maybe Marvin could survive since they already gave us Famous, but hey, that could be it. But anybody else, I don't see nobody else getting knocked out. I think Lou is safe. Rock is safe. Obviously, Kanan and Juke is safe. And who else would you consider? Maybe Stefano, if you want to consider him to be a major character. That's funny as hell, bro. Folks be saying anything, bro. Folks saying Jessica killed Famous. Now, I'm going to say this, bro. That there would be the biggest twist ever if it turned out to be Jessica. Because why the hell would she kill her brother that she loves so much? You seen her going through all she went through to try to make sure his career, was a success. A lot has happened since season 1. Kanan barely even talks to Rock anymore, so I wouldn't call him a mama's boy either. I seen someone said Stefano killed Fame. So I don't think Stefano killed him, but I do think it's a possibility that Stefano knows the information. Early Tyler could go this. Yeah, I already said that before you came on, DeMarcus. I think I'm predicting early Tyler is dropping this episode coming up. I just believe that because they got Marvin messing up in some way, shape, or form every episode so far this season. Something has to pay for that. Yep. I mean, like I said, I started out at the beginning saying I 70% chance Marvin out of here. Now I'm kind of dropped to 50-50. But it definitely wouldn't shock me because he was on my death predictions list. I get what you're trying to say, but he was just worried about Davina and selling drugs. He knew he couldn't do that with his grandma. Yeah, early Tyler wouldn't be a big death to me either. People will say anything to troll. Raising Kanan has the best writing since OG Power, except the Who Killed Ghost season. Jessica killing Fame is a deleted scene. Somebody said Diddy did it. Oh man, bro. Diddy. Hey, the diddler showed up. The diddler showed up to Fame. Like, you really want to be famous? Let me show you how. Pulled out the baby oil. Hey, that'll be so funny, bro. Obviously, we know this didn't happen, but I'm just saying. If they wanted to turn it into a comedy, that'll be a perfect way to do it. Anyways, I can't imagine Jessica torturing him. The only thing getting tortured is her cheeks by Lou. I'm starting to see Marvin leaving this season, but I heard he in season 5 though. Yeah, I heard it too. Don't know how true it is. I actually know somebody who knows the answer to that, but I'm not gonna ask him that because one of my homeboys is in Raising Kanan this season. He's in episode 8 and 9. So I'm pretty sure he knows the answer to that shit. He might even know if Breeze show up this damn episode. Who knows? But I never talked to him about it because I know, he can't really talk about it. I'm more leaning towards Marvin going to jail and then later getting killed. Raising Kanan is honestly better than OG Power because they taking time to develop the story and not rush the story. I agree with that. All right, so let me go ahead and address this Kanan and Breeze meeting real quick, and I ain't got that much time left. I already knew that the famous segment was going to take a long time. But anyway, so Kanan and Breeze. So this is a scenario that I think could possibly happen, people. Because let's go ahead and look at the some of these synopses that's coming for these episodes. Try to find that real quick. Damn, it's all the way down there. So it says here, Kanan suspicious of Rock's involvement, investigates Crystal's disappearance. Rock faces fallout from Unique's retaliation and Marvin's mistake. So the retaliation is the part that I really want to get on. So I think in order for Unique to successfully win this war against Rock, he's going to need Kanan. And I do think that's going to happen because I'm pretty sure in episode, 5, they didn't just put Unique meeting with Quan for no reason. And then, Quan tells Kanan that he met with Rock's son and that he was a cool kid. So basically, I'm pretty sure he told him information that, look, Rock's kid don't rock with him, don't rock with her like that. So I think it's possible we could flip him. I think he did tell him that. And eventually, Neek is going to make that move and try to see how he can do it. And I can tell, this is the thing. I can tell you how I believe he's going to win, how he's going to win him over. Neek is going to win Kanan over by 2 things. He's going to do 2 favors for him. I think Unique might play a significant part in helping Kanan find out what really happened to Famous. I think he might play a part in that. Because keep in mind, we do see that he's going to go and visit Snap and Pop, you know what I'm saying, later. So the fact that they both got mutual associates in Snap and Pops, they might end up working together and then put 2 and 2 together. Because, Snap and Pops is very connected. So it's possible they can figure out the information of what happened to Famous. They tell it to Neek tell it to Kanan, and Kanan finds out he do his investigation, he confirms it, and then that ultimately helps him side with Neek. Also, I think he's going to do him another solid. The second one I was talking about is, keep in mind, the little dwarf, the little Lucky Charms leprechaun looking motherfucker, OC, is going to steal Kanan's money next episode. So once he do that, keep in mind, OC's been working for Neek. So Neek is going to sell OC out and allow Kanan to kill him. Reason why he's going to do that is because, keep in mind, he's going to be like, this ugly ass nigga ain't loyal. If he's quick to, flip on Kanan for me that easily, that means he'll do that shit to me. So he's going to use him as a pawn. He's going to sacrifice him. So after he does that and he tells Kanan the truth about a lot of things, I think, like I said this before, but I think Neek is going to tell Kanan the truth about him and Rock. He going to tell him the truth about how she set up High Post, how she set up DEF CON, and possibly even how she set up Marvin. He's going to tell him all of that, and this is what I think the end game is going to be. After he successfully gets Kanan on his side, they're going to both have a love-hate situation for Rock. Like, obviously, Rock is Kanan's mother, so he's going to still love her, but simply off the fact that that's her mother. That's his mother. And, of course, Neek is still going to have love for her because he fell in love with her in season 3. But they're both going to come up with the conclusion that, you know what I'm saying, look, we both love you, but we can't deal with you. We can't have you around us. So her choices is going to be this: leave or die. It's going to be that simple for her. And that's the reason why I think possibly we might get this title for episode 10, Give Me the Weight. They're going to tell her, look, give me your plug, your heroin plug. Because keep in mind, I think it's possible she might kill Quan. That's going to be Rock's retaliation, when she goes on the offense. She's going to take out Quan. So once Quan is out the picture, now Neek doesn't have a supplier. But, she still has the Afghan plug. But after he flips Kanan and get Kanan on his side, they're going to corner Rock and tell her, give me the plug, give me the weight, or die. And if you decide to go ahead and give us the weight and let us run the shit the way we want, you can leave town and go on with your life. But you're not about to be in Queens no more. And I think Rock might take that deal and leave and go have a life somewhere else. Is she going to come back possibly? Not exactly sure. But that's what I think the end game is going to be with that. Now, I can open it up to, y'all now. Y'all can let me know what y'all think about that. But that's what I believe might be the end game for season 4. You said Kanan meets Breeze through Snap and Pop. Well, shit, still could be if they meet Unique, though. That was a good try, though. Let me go back up because I definitely missed some comments. Also, in Power Origins, we better get a young Tasha, Paz, everybody. I believe we will, Ladarius. I hope we do, but I think we will. She said, fuck Paz. Why are you so hard on Paz? Young Tasha would most likely come after Breeze get killed. Well, it's definitely going to happen after Breeze get killed, for sure. Because I don't think Tasha knew who Breeze was. She's the only one of all the major characters that never mentioned him, and I believe that's because she didn't know who he was. Keep in mind, Ghost, in fact, I'm positive that she didn't know who he was because Ghost killed Breeze when he was around anywhere between 15, 16, and 17 years of age. He didn't know Tasha at that time. I want to say he killed him when he was about 16, maybe 17. Now, I heard a couple people say 18, but they don't. For me, I don't think that adds up all the way. I'm not going to rule it completely out, but I know he told Tariq he was around his age when he killed Breeze. So around that time, Tariq was around 16, 17. So anyways, yeah, Tasha didn't know who Breeze was because they didn't meet until like the 2000s. He said, I don't give a damn about Pine. Or Tasha really, they just show a pregnant black girl at the end, and we assume that's Tasha. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I agree with y'all on pause. I'm not too keen on wanting to see pause because I don't care. Her story really doesn't matter. But Tasha, I do because I do want to see how they met. You know, how she was running the books for them. How did that start? You know, I'm also interested in seeing the scene where they said they got pulled over by the cops. I'm also very much interested in seeing the scene where they both plotted to set up Kanan. So Tasha's story does play a significant part in the rise of Ghost Empire. So Tasha has to be shown. If Tasha was there when Ghost sent Kanan to prison, she was probably there when he killed Breeze too. No, he wasn't because they didn't know each other during that time period. Ghost and Tasha got together. Because think about this. When Ghost killed, because Ghost is like 4 to 5 years older than Tasha, something like that. Maybe 3. Either way, that means during that time, because I'm pretty sure they met when they were both grown. And if that's the case, Tasha would have been like around probably like 18-ish or whatever. And then, because she got pregnant when she was 19, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, with the twins. And if that's the case, that means Ghost would have been with her while she was still a minor, and he was around 20, 21. Seriously doubt that. But anyways, next, Tasha is younger than Ghost. She was 19 when she met him, and he was already a bit older. Exactly. He just saying exactly what I just got to saying. She not into the picture until after Breeze dead. Yeah. She was there for when Kanan got set up, which happened in 2000. What was it? 2002? 2005? 2005 it happened. My bad. Yeah. So I wouldn't say Tasha and Ghost met in them early 2000 range. Snapping Pop could introduce Unique and Kanan. Yeah, I think that will. Now that DeMarcus, I think will happen. I definitely believe Kanan and Unique will be meeting this season through Snaps and Pops. Okay, so you said the same thing. Yep. There's the same Unique meets with Snaps and Pops next episode. I believe it is. OC is the hood. Tyrion Lannister. Tyrion Lannister. I think you meant Tyrion. Tyrion is the father. Tyrion is the midget. Is the daughter. But anyways. Nigga, I don't look like no damn OC. You tell his ass off. Anyways, the little motherfucker like the size of a 4-year-old nephew. Right. They're gonna send OC back to Oz. To Oz. or Unique could get squeezed for money from the two dirty cops. Because what if Rock is paying them to watch out for Unique and maybe Ghost smokes one of them like D-Mac did in Force? That's interesting. Kanan meets Breeze through Snap and Pop. Breeze, Unique, same person. Wow, we in the same type of work. I got EOS from the Air Force like 2 weeks into the boot camp. OC gonna be hanging off of one of the Unique's chains by the end of the season. how would Kanan react when he find out that Rock got rid of Unique's baby? I mean, I don't think Kanan will give a damn too much. Me personally, I mean, why would he? Good connection with the episode 10 title. Right. Appreciate that. Damn, I missed that last part you said. I'm super behind on these comments. I'm trying to catch up. She definitely will pop up in Tariq universe if that happens. I hope Jukebox smoke Unique in the season finale for retaliation for Marvin death. You can hope it, but it ain't gonna happen. Ghost was 17 when he killed Breeze. He told Tariq he was around his age when he killed Breeze in Book 2, Season 1. Tariq was 17, turned 18. So, support. That's true, but this is the part you got to remember. He told him that in episode, what? Did he tell him that in episode 10? Or did he tell him that in episode 15? That's what matters, because keep in mind they did those in 2 separate years. Because remember, they aired episode 10, then they went on a break and came back like what, maybe a month later or so, and it transitioned over to the new year. It went from 2019, and then the Who Shot Ghost part started in 2020. But anyways, yeah, that's why I said anywhere between 16 to 17. She said he hang around some bad friends when he was younger, but that could have been anyone, or he could have talked to her about it. Right, but Ghost hung around a bunch of dangerous friends. I mean, that don't mean she knew Breeze. Yeah, I'm sure Tasha didn't know who Breeze was, just leaving open the idea that she may have heard of him, but never actually met him. Ebony the Great says, I could be reaching, but today I randomly thought about Stefano being responsible for the death of Famous. Let me cook. Maybe Marvin asked Stefano to do it as a favor. Famous last words. All right. I'll let you cook for a little minute, but we're going to have to put your ass back in that skillet because that ain't what happened. But hey, I mess with it. This is what I think. I think Stefano knows the information possibly. Because, Stefano is very connected. And maybe the last thing Famous says, he knew of it. And he was telling Kanan. Because I believe eventually Stefano might turn on Rock. It could happen. Once he see that, Rock is losing and backing her is not going to work no more, he could turn on her ass. Or keep in mind also that I believe Marvin and Stefano is going to have a sour taste eventually too once their bookie deal gets messed up. But anyways, I actually like Paz and couldn't stand Angela. Paz was actually right. You stay going against the grain, but I feel it. He said famous last word, not famous last word. Let's let that shit go already. Talia be hard on her, bro. She said not too much on me. Hey, I ain't gonna get on you too hard. Anyway, we possibly see a young Lorenzo Monet pass by Ghost. I mean, possibly, or know what actually happened to Breeze. What's she saying? Jesus Christ, too? Oh, that. Why people dislike Paz so bad? I don't dislike her. I just don't care about her character too much. Or just gonna answer a bunch of our questions. I believe so too. Uno said Paz is sexy because that wasted episode we got in the Who Shot Ghost series. That's why everybody don't like Paz. That's crazy. OC gonna grab Kanan's loot and dip. Yep, that's a fact. Kanan will catch OC and Crystal both with his money in his apartment. That'd be so crazy, bro. I swear to God. If Crystal do turn out to be in on that, man. Anyways. But hey, that could hold some kind of weight because keep in mind, she might want to get out of town and get out of that life. Cause that's another video that I'm gonna make a little later. I do think Crystal is about done with that life because she's seeing all this what stuff that's going on. She's gonna start getting scared. Like I said in one of my previous videos, she's gonna be kind of like Lakeisha. She's gonna be scared and she's gonna be like, yeah, I need to get up out of here, maybe run. And then I think Juke gonna catch her ass slipping. I missed what you said about the episode 10 title, not the comments. Can you say it again, please? Well, basically, to make the long story short, what I was saying is that the episode 10 title, you see that it's called Give Me the Weight. What I think could happen is once Neat informs Kanan about Rock being in on Famous Death, and also how she portrayed High Post, Def Con, and potentially even Marvin as well, that both Unique and Kanan will have a love for the Rock, but they're not gonna be able to deal with it no more. So they're gonna force her out of town. They're gonna be like, "Look, you killed our plug already, which was Quan. So we need yours. Give us your plug, and we'll spare your life and allow you to leave town. But give me the way." That's what I think the title may come from. I mean, obviously, this is just a theory. I don't know for sure, but yeah, that's how I see it as of now. Anyways, you think Lou will smoke Brian? Who is Brian? That's the dude with what's his name? With B Rilla? Oh God. Oh, Brian is B Rilla's real name? Never knew that. I didn't catch that. It's crazy. Watching Kanan lose all that by OC going to make me sick. That's a damn short clown. But anyways, though, y'all, like I said, my time was limited today. I got to get ready to check on out of here. So if anybody got any last questions or remarks, y'all can go ahead and leave them. For the people who comments I didn't get a chance to cover, my bad. But yeah, I got to get up off here. So we can go ahead and put it on the table. Anything y'all want to say, let me know now. We didn't see how Crystal was affected by Famous Death. She knows Kanan is reckless. Watch when Lou kills B Rilla, some bullshit happen, like picture of B Rilla daughter and baby mama fall out his jacket and Lou feels guilty. Appreciate it, y'all. Appreciate that, Ebony. Who knows? I might do another live early, you know what I'm saying, Thursday before the episode. Then, of course, I'll be back after the episode. So, stay tuned for that. And definitely I'll have some more videos coming your way. So look out for them. Appreciate all the love for sure, everybody. But yeah, I got to go ahead and go. I got another meeting that I got to hit up at 3:00. So I got to prepare for that. But like I said, appreciate everybody who's tuned in. Make sure y'all hit the like if you haven't already going out. If you want to, share it with your little lad friends. Warriors beating the Grizzlies. Why you say that? They play tonight? They don't play them. They don't. Or maybe Tuesday. Nobody plays tonight. This is my say screaming at the hour. All right, possibly tomorrow. It's possible I can do one tomorrow. But yeah, I gotta go ahead and get up out of here though. But much love to all of y'all, and I'm out.